And the first game that I've picked is a game called SD Battle Oozumou Heisei Hero Basho. What is that? Well, essentially, it is a SD game. SD stands for Super Deformed, sort of a chibi character. They take big characters and they make them small with bigger heads. It's an anime style, art style thing. This game takes Gundam as SD Gundam and puts them in the ring against other SD characters in not just a boxing ring, not a fighting ring, but a sumo wrestling ring. The first one is Examination, which that kind of makes it seem like that's the main mode of the game. And the second one says Quick in my translator. So that would be a quick play, a quick battle. You know, this is a fighting game. Maybe that's just to jump right in. We're going to click on the top one here. Now we've got our name. I don't want to name myself anything that I don't understand. So let's just go with whatever it is. And let's press start. So we've got all these characters here. We've got Ultraman. We've got, I don't know, we've got another guy that looks just like him but with horns, so that might be going together. I'm not sure if these are sorted by series or not. These might be all Ultraman characters. And then you can see they highlight as you move across. I believe that's right when I was thinking that each screen has different characters from the series. So like this is one series, this is the next series. So we got Gundams here. Gundam robots, and we've got these guys, which I don't know who they are. I'm not familiar with them. They look pretty sweet. We've got those, and then we've got these guys, which are more insect-like, and I believe I'm familiar with this, but some scratching for names here. It's kind of like a vague memory going on here, looking back at like Giant Robot and Giant Monster TV series. I want to say it's Kamen Rider, but I'm not sure about that. Then we've got this guy who's like a superhero guy. Kind of reminds me of like Superman, I guess. That's all our characters we can choose from. So let's start out with one of these Gundam characters. Okay, we've got a wall here. Might be able to translate that later on. I'm assuming this is like your introduction. It could also be a list of all the characters that are fighting. So we're jumping in with this. Now we've got some text here. A little bit of story, a little bit of reasoning behind why these characters are in a sumo tournament. And I don't really know too much about sumo wrestling itself, but I do know that it's in a circle, you're pushing each other off to the edge, and I'm not sure how the gameplay works because it's been a while since I played this one, and I didn't play it very much. So let's see how this works. I've got a grab, I picked him up, see I'm the guy on the left. I got push. You just kind of like push into people. It's not like so much like wrestling like we might think of WWE or anything like that. It's more like you're just throwing people out of the ring and you're kind of trying to stand your ground and all that. And we lost pretty fast there, but I wonder if we get to try again right away or if there's like a halftime or something like that. Because that was a really fast battle. So I guess we just lost after that first one. But we're going on with another fighter, another opponent. So let's see how this goes. Now I don't really understand, like, is down like helping you stand still more, or are you actually moving down? Okay, I grabbed him. Get out of here. No, get out of here. Come on. I feel like this is just a button mashing experience for now. He shot like a laser or something at me, like a horn at me. Get out of here with that. I don't like that. I know I'm button mashing pretty loudly here, but this is one of those mashing games. I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I feel like when I play those WWE and WWF games. Oh, yeah, we got him out. Oh, wait, that was me. It was a turnaround. Jeez, that was a lot of flash there. A little much on the flash. And we got our announcer slash referee maybe guy. And he is human, so he's not giant human. He's just human. I don't know why these robots and monsters are shrunken down to the SD size. Everyone else in the background appears to be just like regular people. Oh, not everyone. No, some of them are giants. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know the story behind this. It's pretty cool. I remember there was... Okay, let's try to get into this gameplay. Man, this is a tough game. Like, what am I even doing? I'm trying to get him out of here. Maybe the timing is key to everything. Like Punch Out? I don't know. I feel like I can't do anything, you know? Like I'm trying to push him back, but he's already one step ahead of me. It kind of reminds me of like a sumo version of Punch Out in a way. I mean, it's more like Punch Out or one of those wrestling games, which is exactly appropriate for something like this. I just don't like how fast and short the battles are, and how I feel like I'm not sure what I'm doing. I mean, there's only 2 buttons on the NES and the Famicom, so let's just... No! Oh, come on. Yeah, through him. Remember, I'm the Gundam, the blue one. Come on, come on. Yeah, get out of here. Eat my palm. Come on. I'm like hitting the B button like hardcore here. Gotta hit him with that palm. Get out of my ring. Get out of my ring. I don't know how you grab him and turn him around either. Yes, there we go. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah. We got him. Whew, that was actually pretty tough. I'm almost breaking a sweat. I was almost a real wave of sweat. Like, this is pretty intense. Those guys look like, they look like those little troll dolls. That's that one in the bottom. He's like got like the poofy hair going on. Little trolls. It's because they're all SD. But why are the people SD as well as the Gundams and everything? Because Gundams are giant and the people go inside them. I don't get it. But it's cool. It's not really something to take seriously, but it's just interesting. Alright everybody, that was some direct gameplay of the video game SD Battle Oozumou Heisei Hero Basho for the Famicom, a game featuring SD versions of some of your favorite giant monster and giant robot characters playing sumo together in a match. And actually, it is a lot of fun, but it's kind of hard on the wrist. You're button mashing the B and A, just trying to struggle to stay in that field, that ring, and defeat the other sumo opponent and throw him out. And we did manage to complete 1 round, so that's good. That's a plus for me. I mean, I never made it that far before, and I'm not too good at, you know, like boxing or wrestling style games myself. But it's actually looks like it has a lot going for it. If you're interested in these characters, you'll have a better experience than I would, because you'll be more familiar with these characters, you'll be more interested in the fight, and if you like sumo, that's a huge plus as well, because this game seems like it delivers pretty well for what the NES can do or the Famicom can do. So now we're going to look at a little bit of information about the game, a little bit of detail about the game itself, a little bit of detail about sumo wrestling, and a little bit of detail about some of the series that are featured in this game with their characters, such as Ultraman and Gundam. Whoa, let's jump in. So after checking out the awesome Famicom game, SD Battle, which features sumo wrestling among characters from Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam fighting together and against each other, I wanted to learn more about sumo wrestling itself. So I did some research, just a little bit, and learned some things about sumo wrestling that I didn't know. Without actually going to a sumo match and seeing one myself in person, these are 3 exciting things that I learned about sumo wrestling today that I want to share with you guys. And if you want the source for my information, which isn't that much, you can find that in the description box below. Number 1, here's the first thing that I learned about sumo wrestling today. Sumo wrestling originally started over 1500 years ago in Japan as part of a Shinto ritual. And this was something that was performed at Shinto events or rituals that they would do sumo wrestling as part of that event. So it originated as that, not just a competitive sport, and not for violence necessarily, but part of a ritual, a religious ritual and experience. So I don't know if any of you guys are religious or spiritual. I'm personally not, but I've always been fascinated by it, so that's really interesting to me. The second one that I want to talk to you about is the rules. Like, I don't really know the rules about sumo wrestling, and apparently these matches, just like in the video game we played, are also very short, like seconds. Some of the longest matches are like 4 minutes, I've heard. That's crazy. That's so fast. Then you have things like WWE, which is like drawn out, dramatic stuff, which is cool, and I like that. And I like wrestling and stuff, but this is like fast. And these guys are huge, and not just guys, but women as well. And that was the third thing I was going to mention. But anyways, going back to number 2, these matches are fast, and the rules, there's a little bit more rules that I want to talk about, and we saw them in the game. In the game, we saw that the game started out really fast and it ended really fast. In actual sumo, when they're lined up in the ring, in the circle, the match doesn't actually start until both players, or both fighters, wrestlers, sumo, have put their hands on the ground. So in this game, it starts out right away. On real life, apparently it starts when they put their hands on the ground, and then they put their hands up, ready to fight. And another important rule is that to win, you have to knock your opponent out of the circle, or you have to make them put one of their body parts on the ground that isn't the soles of their feet. So if they fall down, try to like pick themselves up with their hand, they're out. They're disqualified. So that's some rules about sumo. And the third one I kind of mentioned, I kind of spilled it a little bit, but the third one is that it's not limited to men. There are female sumo wrestlers, and you know, I don't know if I've ever heard of any or seen any before, but I don't see why not. It's SD Battle Oozumou Heisei Hero Basho, and it's a game that I couldn't find too much information about the game itself. That's why I talked about sumo for the facts on this episode. But it's a game that features Gundam, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider characters, which are from popular shows in Japan. And it features them in an SD format, so it's super deformed chibi, lots of cute art styles there. And it's a fun sumo experience that stays relatively true to what sumo really is all about. It's big people pushing each other out of a ring really fast, and they're strong people. And they added some things in this as well, such as special attacks. Like you saw, like threw like part of his horn at me during the match. So there is some fantasy elements there as well. It's not incredibly realistic, but it's a lot of fun and does stay true to the original and the style of sumo wrestling. So check this game out if you're interested in sumo. Check it out if you're interested in Ultraman, Kamen Rider, or Gundam, or anime in general, and you just want to have a fun time on your Famicom in a fighting game. This is the game for you. Alright guys, that was it for today's Famicom Friday here on Happy Bird Games. This is the first episode. We're going to do at least 2 more, see how they go in terms of viewers enjoying it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the game, the video, or anything that I said in this video as well. Please be sure to share it with your friends, leave a like, and subscribe to Happy Bird Games for more Famicom Fridays. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye!